One championship debut, ONE Lumpinee debut. Kendu, what did you think of this fight? Or give us a little backstory.
So I was actually training for a fight on Super Champ, and that was going to be end of June. And so this opportunity came up. I'm not sure if somebody pulled out or what exactly happened, but Mr. Wong basically called me over one day, like in the middle of pads, and was like, there's an opportunity for you to fight this Japanese guy on ONE Lumpinee, 143 pounds, can you do it? And I was like, sure.
And this was the lowest weight you've done so far?
Yes, but I fought here in Thailand. I fought lower before, so I know I can make the weight. Really the biggest worry was hydration.
And you passed it fine?
Yes.
Okay, well, let's get into it right away. It's a little bit of a, it's 3 rounds, not super long. There is the tail of the tape. You came in right on weight or like a little off?
Right on weight.
Right on weight. And he came in a little under. You fought small gloves, you fought at Lumpinee a bunch. Did this make you feel any type of way?
As I've said before, like I always build it up in the lead up. So in my mind, I'm thinking like, oh, when I walk out, how is it gonna feel? Or, oh, when I get in the ring, am I gonna be like super nervous? But when it actually happens, I'm very calm. Like for this fight, I think walking out, I was more calm maybe than I am for like a Fairtex fight or a Super Champ, which is weird.
Yeah, it's always a bit weird as well with the walkout for these shows because it's dark in the back.
Yes.
It's like you're just standing in darkness for about 2 minutes.
Yeah, the good thing though is I guess I'm used to Lumpinee, so even if it's dark, I have a pretty good idea of where I am.
Yeah.
Like I've fought there so many times now, so that didn't affect me too much.
And did you look at the opponent ahead of time? Did you know anything about him?
Yeah, I did some research. Actually, I have like a very close friend of mine who's Japanese, and I gave him his name, and I was like, find this guy for me. I couldn't find his Instagram, and he found him. I saw some of his fight videos, and I did a little bit of research. I had a good idea of what I was facing going into it.
And what did you assume you were facing? What did you expect?
I knew that he was, like many Japanese fighters, gonna mostly come with hands, like maybe K1 kickboxing type style, sort of adjusted for Muay Thai. That he probably wouldn't like elbows too much, which is perfect for my style. I thought actually that it was, if I was ever gonna get a bonus or like a highlight reel knockout, that this was the matchup for that.
Well, we might see that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I actually didn't think at all that I'd get a bonus, but if I was ever gonna knock someone out with elbows, this was probably gonna be the time to do it.
He's wearing some colorful anklets. It looks like.
Yes, leather anklets.
Leather anklets?
Yes. Actually, before the fight, Ty comes into the room, the back room. She's like, I just saw your opponent warming up in leather anklets.
Yeah.
And I was like, I guess I'm not sure how this is relevant right now, but okay.
That's very, very bizarre. Yeah, they're very shiny. I guess it's a little bit of the Japanese style too. The Japanese fighters usually have pretty colorful shorts.
Yeah, that is true. Generally, you don't see them wearing like basic Muay Thai shorts.
Yeah.
They always come in like the fancy kickboxing.
Yeah, fancy kickboxing. So here you are walking out. We're very excited for this. Did you get to choose the music you came out to or anything?
No, we didn't discuss that at all.
And did you? So again, the walkout. So here you are walking out, waving your hand. How were you feeling at this point?
So before the walkout, someone who does the production came to me and said, all right, walk out slowly, take your time, and wave and all this stuff. So basically they told me there were only 11 fights on the card. They were probably going to try and drag out quite a bit of stuff. So I was like, okay, just do everything slow.
Yeah.
And so that's basically what I'm doing there.
And then there is Ty in the corner. He's been helping you out the last couple of fights, right?
Yes, he cornered me the last 2, but he actually only trained me for this fight. So we already had some experience together in the corner, and now actually he was my trainer for this one. So.
And what was it like training with him?
So with my situation, I kind of end up with trainers kind of randomly, kind of based on what Mr. Wong wants. And so at first it was kind of like, okay, this is interesting, like trying to get used to it. And after a while of training with him, I actually found him to be really good, like quite solid, like a very good trainer.
He's one of the newer trainers.
Yeah, and he's been pushed, I think, to train a lot of fighters now.
Yeah.
So I think maybe because Mr. Wong sees something good.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing well with Claire. Then he's trained you. I think he's trained one or two other people.
Been helping with like BM, some other fighters as well. But
And so, did you feel any different from other fights?
Honestly, no. It felt the same.
Fair enough.
Obviously, in everything, the lead up and what it is, and the hotel and the whole process, one makes it very smooth. It's different from doing any other promotion. But when you're actually doing, you know, the job, getting in there and fighting, it felt very similar to every other time I've fought in Lumpinee.
Yeah, and he looks pretty raring to go.
Yes, he was like glaring at me.
Yeah.
He's a very friendly guy, but at this point right now when they were announcing him, he was staring straight at me.
Yeah.
To the point where like, I mean, I just don't feel the need to do that. So I let him do that, and I kind of just stared off like at the crowd. I was like, right, he's staring at me. Yeah. Do my own thing. Yeah. I clapped for him when they said his name. I don't feel the need to be all aggressive before the fight.
So 10-3. So all of your pro fights have been here in Thailand.
Yes.
So 13 fights over. This is fight number 14 over 2 years.
Yeah.
So a pretty decent pace, 7 fights per year.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which is like, that's pretty good.
Like a fight every month and a half, 2 months.
Yeah, that's pretty good. You know, I always say between 6 and 10.
Yeah, I think I've been able to do that.
At least. I feel like 8 fights per year is like perfect.
Yeah, I mean, because I've only really been fighting in Lumpinee, the opportunities aren't there for me to fight as frequently as maybe if I was fighting locally.
Yeah, and then he is southpaw.
Yes.
So I assume you were expecting that?
Yes, I knew he was a southpaw going into it. I fought many southpaws now, so I don't mind it at all. I like fighting southpaws.
And then what was your initial feelings the first 30 seconds here?
I was going to feel him out, start a little slow, kind of just get a feel for what he was going to try to do to me. Use long weapons, jab, long punches, long kicks, you know, at teep or long kick. Basically just use my length and get a feel for what was going to happen and see if I could start to land different weapons.
And then, you know, a little bit of a clash there. It didn't really look that bad, actually.
Yeah, it was mostly on the leg.
You know.
Just a little.
I feel like sometimes, I'm not saying he did it, but some athletes stall for sure.
Yeah, well, we know that if this was like any other promotion in Lumpinee, that's legal. Yeah. So it wouldn't even be an issue.
And then in terms of the way you're walking, it sort of looks like you're drifting into his power side. Was that on purpose?
Actually, in the lead up to the fight, I definitely wanted to go away from the power. I'm not sure quite why I chose to go towards it in the fight, but it's just what I guess was working, and I just kept doing it. Well, it didn't work there.
Yeah, you definitely got whacked there.
You know, he had the punch, he had the left hand I wasn't too worried about. He didn't really have like a big left kick. Every time he threw it, it didn't land. Yeah. So
his distancing with the kicks was not that great. Yeah. But he cut the leg out there. Good. Yeah.
But he also got kicked in the face.
And did you feel? You landed an elbow there. Did you feel he was weak in any area, or?
I had a strong feeling he was going to be weak in the clinch. Of course, ONE Lumpinee, everyone, when we talk about it, we go, oh, you know, no clinching. They break it up quickly, but when we clinched in this fight, I think it'll happen kind of soon. We end up having a clinch exchange. They did not break us up that quickly. Yeah, I was waiting for them to come in.
I feel like they're letting it go on longer. I watched, I think, this last weekend. You know, they definitely let it go on.
Here, I'm waiting for him to break it, and he's just watching. So I said, oh, okay, we can clinch.
Yeah.
And so immediately I just started doing my own thing.
You're vying for position there, definitely getting some good knees to the back. Okay, that's a suitable break. You're basically up against the ropes in a stalled position.
Yeah, but already way more time than I expected.
Yeah, way more time than, you know, it's almost American style where they don't let you clinch at all.
Yeah.
And so with that fall, did you feel like he was maybe a little weak or?
In the moment, I didn't think too much of it. I thought maybe it was off balance, but I actually think that an elbow hit him on the head.
Yeah.
And he might have had a little moment there.
And what was the corner telling you between rounds?
Actually, one of the main things I remember was Hun coming and like tapping me on the shoulder and saying, when he punches you, elbow. Like basically same time. You know, he punch you, elbow, punch, elbow, and that's basically what I did round 2. I just come out and it becomes a elbow versus punch kind of fight.
Here's some of the replays. There's a left hand from him. Oh, there you go. You whacked him in the head as he cut kick. You do.
I remember, you know, Thai isn't super vocal and doesn't speak much English.
Yeah.
The other Thai, I don't remember what she was very vocal during the rounds, but I can't remember what she said in the corner. But I remember her telling me elbow as he punches, and he told me that in the lead up to this fight as well.
Yeah, good cross there, and a short little elbow there in the clinch. You're doing like, oh, he looks a little wobbled there. You're doing nice hand controls as you come in as well.
Yeah, here I started just leaning back when he would punch and just going for the elbows.
Oh, you get his back. That time it looked like you hit him like right there.
I'm not quite sure where I hit him, but it gray area.
Yeah,
gray area for sure.
But when the opponent is turned like this, it's almost their fault.
Yeah, he wanted to give me his back in that.
Yeah, and the up elbow. You're definitely listening to Hearn here. Just elbow. Yeah, again.
Yeah, I've seen many times like when you just put elbows on someone's face over and over again, sometimes it breaks them.
Yeah.
Like they don't want to fight anymore after.
You've obviously been elbowed before.
Yes.
It feels like a baseball bat. Whack.
Yeah, if it doesn't cut you.
Yeah, if it
sometimes it just, and then blood's running down your face.
And he definitely looks weathered here.
Yeah, here, I wish I would have done a bit more than just elbow, used some other weapons. But this is, I held him up, but this could have been an 8 count maybe.
Yeah.
I held him, and here he punched me as I went.
Oh yeah, and there you're rocked.
Yes, he broke my nose with that one.
Yeah, you definitely got a bit dazed there.
Here, I'm just like counting the seconds. I'm like, 1, 2, 3, 4.
And you're halfway through this round. Bam! That's it.
Yeah.
He is down and out. We'll get to see a replay of it. Ty looks happy as happy as
is happy. I'm rocked, so I'm like, what's happening?
Yeah.
Yeah, that everything happened very quickly in that round.
Yeah.
Like it kind of came to a very quick crescendo.
Yeah, we'll get to see a replay in just a second. Were you like, why are you putting the shirt on me?
No, I knew the guy was out. He was really out. So like, while he's putting the shirt on.
Oh, and he got like the double impact. His head hits the canvas. I think Ricky did not expect that. Yeah, perfect lead elbow as he came in.
Yeah, that's one of those where it's like how can you explain it? Like I've looked at his post since the fight, and it's one of those shots that it's like you get hit with it, you don't see it coming. If it didn't happen, you wonder what could have happened in the fight.
Yeah.
You know.
And so obviously you won the fight. Very shortly after, you also get the 350,000 baht bonus. So what were your overall thoughts of the fight?
Obviously I wasn't happy that I got rocked.
Yeah. You sort of walked into it.
Yeah, I walked right into it. I rushed in that moment. I should have just, used some other weapons, touch first, and get his hands up, make sure that he's not punching me while I jump in. I failed to do that. He
didn't seem that dangerous.
No,
because you were murdering him.
Yes, but in the moment, maybe, for example, maybe my coach back home would have yelled something like, he's still there. Like, wait a second. Maybe in 1 minute he'll be ready to go. But right now, patience. That's what I needed in that moment.
Well, that is a very good lesson.
Yes.
And so you won the 350,000 baht, which is about $10,000 US.
Yes.
Did you do anything exciting with the money?
Not really.
No.
Just same as usual. Just eat food and back to training, pretty much.
Sounds good. And when do you think the next fight will be?
I'm thinking maybe next 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
Because I just have to heal my nose.
Yeah. And you broke your nose, but you got a nasal reduction
Yes.
about 2 weeks ago?
Almost 2 weeks.
Almost 2 weeks ago. So now the nose is back on the mend. I don't think you can see it's crooked here.
There are some other angles where you can see it quite clearly, but not this one.
So if people are interested in following your journey, where can they do so?
Instagram, kungfu.kid with 2 Ds.
I'll put a link right here.
Yeah, that's about it at the moment. Instagram.
All right. Well, thank you, Kendu.
Thank you.